Hey everyone, here's Ruputani from FoneArena.com and here's a video review of the new Apple iPhone 5C. There's not much that has changed with the design of the iPhone 5C, yet it can be termed as all new. Once you pick it up, things change a bit. Available in a range of pastel shades that include cyan, green, yellow, pink and white, this is a departure from the subdued and stately silver and black aluminum of the iPhone 5. The finish is glossy and attracts both fingerprints and scratches. However, Apple has managed to make the iPhone 5C feel as solid as the handset that it replaces. Buttons including the power lock key, the mute switch, volume rockers are in the same color as the handset that leads to a uniform finish. Lending the structural support to the handset is a steel frame that lies under the shell. The handset, despite being fractionally larger than the iPhone 5, manages to remain just as ergonomically sound. The glossy plastic shell wraps around the glass front of the phone, which houses the 4-inch Retina display on it. This is the same panel as the one on the iPhone 5. At the top, there is the lone sleep or wake switch. Over on the left, however, is where things get busy. You'll spot the mute toggle switch at the top. Below this are the volume rockers. Apple decided not to use the Touch ID sensor from the iPhone 5s, and this looks like a ploy to create an arbitrary gap between the two phones. The standard button looks and feels the same as the one on the iPhone 5. As always, the headphone jack is at the bottom of the phone. To the right side is the speaker grill. Volume output is just about adequate, though you'll be disappointed if you expect to play loud music from your phone. There's a lightning port connector in the middle, which is flanked on either side by the speaker grill and the headphone jack. The lightning port is used for charging, transferring data, and also as a dock connector. Over at the back of the phone is where you see the first splash of color. You'll spot a high quality plastic back cover with a hyper gloss finish here. Set into the plastic is the shiny silver Apple logo towards the top. The FCC ID and accompanying text is written in black and is placed below the iPhone text. Over at the top left corner is the 8-megapixel autofocus capable camera. That wraps up the walkthrough of what's changed on the hardware front on the iPhone 5C. It is essentially the same design with the aluminium back replaced by a plastic one. Despite weighing slightly more than the iPhone 5 and feeling equally dense, the plastic just doesn't feel as premium as the aluminium used on the other iPhones. In terms of software, the biggest change here is the new iOS update that has been bumped up to version 7. If you had any doubts, you can put them to rest, as iOS 7 appears to have been designed hand in hand with the iPhone 5C. The colorful interface fits like a glove into the design scheme of the iPhone 5C. The interface has been flattened out and Apple has done a pretty good job of cleaning out the craft. Fonts look exceedingly clean, and though we're not fans of the colors for new icons, the subtle gradients look very crisp and beautiful. The slide to unlock graphic on the lock screen is now just a floating text element. You can swipe up the camera icon to head to the camera app directly. Basic interface navigation is still the same as always, but most of the apps have got an overhaul. Skeuomorphism is gone for the most part. The pull down notification shade has got an overhaul, and now you can sort out notifications in 3 distinct ways. You can see events from the current day, all days, and just missed notifications as well. This is a very welcome addition and is quite well implemented as well. The calendar text placed right on top, however, is just a bit too large, and we wish Apple would have gone for a smaller font over here. The other addition is the control panel that is activated by swiping up from the bottom. Android users might claim that Apple has ripped it off from Google's OS, but the end result is added functionality for users, and that's always a good thing. The control panel has direct toggles for the aircraft mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Do Not Disturb, rotation lock. A brightness slider is placed under the toggles, under which is a music player widget. You can also launch AirDrop and AirPlay directly from here alongside the torch, clock, calendar and camera apps. The added functionality is definitely welcome, but we'd have preferred to see this area being customizable. As such, it appears a bit cluttered and the color scheme isn't very easy on the eyes either. Apple has completely overhauled the interface that was pioneered with the first generation iPhone, and there's no doubt that iOS 7 is a major update and rethinking of the operating system. Moving on to the performance of the phone. The phone is as fast as you'd expect it to be, and iOS 7 makes it feel just a bit faster still. There's the same high performance handset as last year's flagship, just in a new shell. Powered by the Apple A6 processor, it is a 1.3 GHz dual-core CPU paired with PowerVR SGX 543 MP3 graphics. There's 1 GB of RAM on board. Absolutely anything you throw at it will run without a hitch, including the latest games. Given Apple's long support cycles and the commitment to bring iOS 7 to devices as old as the iPhone 4, buyers can rest assured that the iPhone 5C is definitely powerful enough to last them a few years if that's what they need. The screen on the iPhone 5C is again the same Retina display panel as that on the iPhone 5. The resolution is 1136 by 640 pixels on a 4-inch IPS panel. This results in a pixel density of a crisp 326 ppi. The screen is very bright and has excellent viewing angles. Color rendering is tuned towards more natural colors, which may make the display appear a bit dull compared to AMOLED or SLCD3 panels. All in all, the screen on the iPhone 5C is an excellent panel that is now starting to appear just a bit too small, and we'd definitely love to see a size bump in the next year's revision. Over to the camera. There's not much change around here as you'd expect by now. The rear camera module is practically the same as the one on the iPhone 5, though the front-facing camera has been bumped up to 1.2 megapixels BSI sensor. The camera module has an 8 megapixel backside illumination sensor. There's a 5-element f/2.4 AF lens, and this has an inbuilt hybrid IR filter. There's a sapphire glass cover for the camera module and an LED flash next to it. Unfortunately, the LED flash is not the true tone flash that is equipped on the iPhone 5s. The iPhone 5C, like the iPhone 5, shoots surprisingly good images in daylight. These are not in the same league as the Lumia 1020 or the Xperia Z1 of course, but the camera module resolves a surprising amount of detail. The built-in HDR mode is very effective in scenarios where the limited dynamic range proves to be a hindrance. Video is recorded at 30 frames per second with mono audio. While the audio recording might not blow you away, the video files recorded at 16 megabits per second bitrate are particularly pleasing. Compared to the iPhone 5s, the 5C loses automatic exposure correction in panoramas, the 10 frames per second burst mode, and also auto image stabilization. Overall, the camera shoots vibrant, detailed, and pleasing images. The camera is not meant for serious mobile photographers and is rather aimed at the average user who will be able to take a good shot without fiddling around the settings. And this really is true for the rest of the iPhone as well. Moving on to connectivity options on the phone. The iPhone 5C comes with dual-band Wi-Fi 802.11 A, B, G, and N support. Other connectivity options includes Bluetooth 4.0, AGPS, and GLONASS. While these are standard features across devices, the biggest leap comes in the form of LTE band support. Across 4 SKUs, the phone supports 13 bands, which means you should be able to connect to LTE networks practically anywhere. There's the standard quad-band GSM Edge radio as well. The battery is an improvement over the one on the iPhone 5 and is rated at 1507 mAh compared to the 1440 mAh battery on the older model. Longevity is one area where the iPhone is definitely king, and we could easily get a day of heavy usage out of it. 2 days of light usage is also possible. The best perhaps is the extremely low amount of battery drain with the screen switched off. Given how the iPhone 5C delivers battery life which is similar to devices with double the battery capacities, we were very impressed here. The iPhone 5C is more than just a cosmetic upgrade once you look beyond the vibrant shell. The phone combines the power of the iPhone 5's innards with the colorful shells that are all the rage lately. Is the iPhone 5C worth looking at? It is definitely not an upgrade for iPhone 5 users. And given the almost negligible price difference between the 5C and the 5S, new buyers would be better served by the iPhone 5S with its new camera features and the forward-looking Touch ID feature. The iPhone 5C on the other hand is aimed for those who want some color in their life and don't really care about top-of-the-line features. The new iPhone 5C is priced at Rs 41,900 for the 16GB variant, while the 32GB version is available for Rs 53,500. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to your YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.